My dear brothers and sisters, welcome to Sunday Reach by Dominicans in India. We have the Gospel of St. John, chapter 2, verses 1 to 11 for today's reflection, in which we reflect about the episode of Jesus changing the water into wine. Saint John the Apostle, who witnessed this miracle, might have narrated this incident to many of his followers, and finally he recorded it for our sake. Saint John doesn't call this episode of Jesus changing the water into wine as a miracle. He calls it a sign pointing to the divinity of Jesus. In the Gospel of St. John, we come across 7 important signs through which the divinity of Jesus is manifested. Today we have the first sign, that is Jesus changing the water into wine. We know this miracle of Jesus changing the water into wine at the wedding of Cana is recalled in many occasions. This event is very alive in our minds. We can ask the question, what made that wedding of Cana very special? It is because Jesus was present. Along with Jesus, Mother Mary and the apostles also were present. Our life and the events surrounding our life will become very memorable and significant when Jesus is really present in our midst. Saint John the Apostle tells us, along with Jesus, Mother of Jesus also was present. The expression Mother of Jesus is very interesting. Saint John doesn't address Mary by her name, but tells us the mother of Jesus. He uses this expression, the mother of Jesus, in 2 important occasions. One is in today's miracle, other one is when Jesus died on the cross. He says the mother of Jesus was standing there beneath the cross. The very use of mother of Jesus is with great tenderness and affection. The same mother was entrusted to John when Jesus was dying on the cross. And through John, she becomes our mother too. My dear brothers and sisters, we see in that wedding of Cana, there was scarcity of wine. Wine in the Bible, as well as in the Jewish context, signified abundance, and also it was a source of joy. The lack of wine or scarcity of wine would have been a great embarrassment and sense of shame. Mother Mary, who was very sensitive to the needs of the people, came to understand that there was no wine. She takes this need to her son Jesus. She had trust in God, God's providence and power. The words of the angel at the Annunciation might have been resounding in her heart. Nothing is impossible for God. When Mother Mary came with the request that they have no wine, the response of Jesus is quite surprising and shocking. He tells, "Woman, What does this matter to me? My time has not yet come. The very address of woman can lead us into deep reflection. This address of woman, or Jesus addressing Mother Mary as woman, was no way to reduce his respect towards her. According to many biblical scholars, this address of woman, taking us back to the book of Genesis chapter 3, where God calls Eve woman. Eve represents a woman by her disobedience brought disgrace upon the entire humankind. Here, the new Eve, Mother Mary, who is full of grace, through her obedience to God, brings God's blessings upon the humankind. Her very words, "Do whatever He tells you," is a clear sign of her complete faith and obedience to God. When she said, "Whatever He tells you, you do that," the servants carried out perfectly the words of Jesus, and they filled the empty jars. Mother Mary and the servants who carried out the words of Jesus, the command of Jesus, stand as an inspiration for us how to open ourselves in obedience to God. And there Jesus performs that great miracle of changing the water into wine. When water was changed into wine, that was taken to the chief steward, who after tasting it said, "It is the best wine." What does it mean? Whatever God does for us is the best. God does great and marvelous things. We must realize this. Psalm 34 verse 8 says, "Taste and see how good our God is." Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, every good thing that we receive is coming from God. This is what Saint James the Apostle tells us in his letter chapter 1 verse 17. Every good and perfect gift comes from above. Saint John concludes this episode by saying, by performing this miracle, Jesus revealed His glory and His disciples believed in Him. My dear brothers and sisters, whenever we reflect about this sign, it should lead us to believe in Jesus. From this gospel reflection, we can learn that we must invite Jesus in our life and enthrone Him at the very center of our life. Along with Jesus, we also should extend our invitation to Mother Mary and the saints. And also we must surrender ourselves to God in faith. When we bring the empty jars of our need in faith and trust, Jesus will perform great things for us. Finally, inspired by Mother Mary, we should be sensitive to the needs of others. Even when we are not able to do things by ourselves, we can take them to the Lord, who will perform the miracle, who will do great things for us, for whom nothing is impossible.